Good morning. It's good to have you join us on Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinimo. This morning on the newspapers, of course, there are big stories, and analyzing them in the studio, we have Adibayo Fajimi. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with the Nigerian News Direct paper, and the big story is Muslim Ticket. Narrow your search to Northern Christians. APC Group wants PGF. You said something about this issue yesterday, the controversy surrounding the choice of the APC vice presidential aspirant. What's your take on this update?
Well, we need to be very careful at this very point in time because our country is fractured at the moment. And we cannot, though a lot of people have been referring us to 1993 saga, the election that we had in 1993, that MK Abiola and King Gibi as his running mate.
Yes.
But the issue people don't understand is Nigeria was not this fractured that time. We were not this polarized that time.
We're not this divided.
Yes, divided. That time. But if you look at Nigerian society now, it is something else entirely than what we used to have in the past. So that is why they must be very, very careful. And a lot of them plays a lot in our political culture, like religion, ethnics, and a host of others. So these two factors matters most in your decision, in your move, in everything you want to do in politics in Nigeria, because we are divided. So that is why I want to support what these people are saying, that they need to be very careful. And if the APC really want to carry everybody along in Nigeria, I want to believe that it is not only the Muslim. We also have Muslim. We also have Christians who are northerners from that part. But you know, sentiment and religion does not win election, though it's part of the factors that they need to consider. But at the same time, they need to be mindful of the people they want to lead so that they are not divided. So they need to look inward. So I will not suggest, even though I believe that most of the things we are talking about will not win election, it is the calculation and the strategy that wins election. It is number. And that's what they are looking at. If they are able to get a northerner who is a heavyweight, who is a big weight, who can deliver and split the chances of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar from that part of the country. But in order to be fair enough to all every citizen and those who have this mindset, even though I don't believe that whether you are a Christian, whether we have seen Muslims who are bad, we have seen Christians who are bad, who are corrupt, and who are not even making anything happening in leadership. But in order for us to maintain the unity we are trying to maintain at the moment, I think it is okay or better for the party to look towards that direction and ensure that everybody at least maintain that peace at this point in time.
Definitely, I agree with you on that one. That's on the Nigerian News Direct paper. Of course, there are other stories there from the very top. Nigeria banking sector is immune to economic shock, says NDIC on page 14. Besides that, extortion, multiple checkpoints, crippling trade at Seme border, says agent. That's on the Nigerian News Direct paper. We move over to the Business Day, our newspaper this morning, and the big story there is factors driving upsurge in youth voter registration. The writer says youth account for 46% of completed registration. Adibayo, do you think there is some sort of an awareness, some sort of a deliberate effort by the Nigerian youth, to be a part of this 2022 general elections, looking at these statistics?
Oh yes, I want to subscribe to that, because if you look,
and that's good, right?
Of course, it's a very good one for us, because we have not had this in a long time, and most people who are shouting, casting aspersion on leaders, many of them do not even have what it takes, which is your PVC, to decide who becomes your leader in the next dispensation. But now things are changing for the better. People are becoming more informed than before, and the reality dawning on us now is telling us that, see, things are not as good as before, and for us to make things work, you need to decide who becomes your leader. So, and if you don't have that power, you don't have that right. So what becomes of your future? And if you look at it, there was a story we did yesterday about the African Youth Survey where about 4,500 people were interviewed in 15 African countries, including Nigeria. And I think about 30% or 33% of them were willing to say, okay, they want to stay back, still hoping that Africa or their country will improve as times goes by. And majority of them who are willing to leave their continent or their country say the direction at which their country is going cannot make their aspiration to come to reality. And we have very many of people in Nigeria, many youths like that, who are not satisfied with the situation of the country. And I want to believe sincerely that if you go to the street and ask 5 people that will you still desire to live or stay in Nigeria with this problem that we are facing, I want to tell you that 4 out of 5 will tell you that if they have their way, they want to live. So it really shows that we are dissatisfied and that we really want to make things happen. So there are a lot of things that there are a lot of factors that are actually driving people to want to make a change to ensure that we have a change in leadership system, to elect somebody who can turn things around for us. If you want to do business, if you want to be educated in Nigeria, whatever you want to do, you have to have somebody who can make a good decision for you in leadership, because leadership is about making decisions, quality decisions that influences the life or the step or the direction of your followers. And if you don't have that in place, of course, whatever dream aspiration you have cannot come to reality. So it's a very good development. So I just pray we sustain the momentum and keep it up.
I very much agree with you on that one. That's on Business Day newspaper. And just besides that, we see pilot engineers flee Nigeria for jobs in Canada. Middle East, of course, just buttressing what the buyer has just said. That story is on page 5 of the Business Day newspaper. On the blueprint, we have APC stakeholders reject Muslim ticket. We see the top there says jostle for presidential running mate. We've spoken about that. The lower banner says First Bank secures $150 million Afrexim Bank grant. That's on page 25 of that Business Day newspaper. On the first news, from the very top, we see running mate Tinubu Atiku narrow down on Shetima Okowa as PDP reps caucus meet considers Wike, Ugwani, and Nnamani. And then we see just something just underneath the picture of the day there. We see presidential ticket after suffering defeat. Moghalu cries foul, dumps ADC. I did know Kingsley Moghalu was part of the election in 2015, where he did contest under a platform. I'm not sure if it's the ADC, but now he's dumping ADC because, of course, the newspaper says he's crying foul after he was not selected. How do you react to this story?
Moghalu is not different from the normal politician we have, because if he's really serious about this ambition, he should have known what works in Nigerian political system. Because you want to become a president of Nigeria, you don't even have a structure. The structure you have in the first place can even win an election for you in your senatorial district, in your constituency, let alone your entire state, let alone your region or even the entire country. So it takes a lot. So when people come out and say they want to become Nigerian president with us, I just laugh at them, because faith does not make it work, hope will not make it work. It is your strategy and your understanding of the system that will make it work. So in 2019, he came under the platform of on the platform of a young progressive party. He left the party. He came to ADC. Now ADC, because he was unable to achieve that, he dumped the party. So what makes him different from this cabal that you have been seeing cross-carpeting from APC to PDP, and from PDP back to PDP, and from PDP to NNPP? And the rest, like, so it's not different. So, and a politician like Moghalu should not be taken serious, even though he may have a good track record, a good antecedent from where he was coming from. But there is nothing so far so good. Let me say, he has not proven himself to be a different politician with this cross carpeting that he has indulged in.
All right, that's on the first newspaper, and then we have. Of course, the blueprint. I did speak about that, but let's look at the very top. We see anxiety as bandits abduct Anglican bishop wife, demand 50 million naira ransom. That's on page 6. Don't forget, you can always stay updated on our website. That is www.tostvnetwork.com for updates as it unfolds, of course, in Nigeria and across Africa. Social media handle is at TOS TV Network. That is on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Many thanks, Adebayo, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you, viewers. We come your way again tomorrow, same time. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. Do have a wonderful day and stay safe.